Hey everybody, yeah, it's JL with his regular voice. Donald Trump is kicking ass and taking names. If by kicking ass you mean making a mockery of American government, and if you mean taking names, picking the worst possible people to be part of government, then yeah, he's kicking ass and taking names. I said to somebody, a buddy today, that he's picking his cabinet like an expansion team drafts players. Like an expansion draft in sports is when like the new team gets to pick from all these shitty players that none of the teams want to keep. And that's sort of what the Trump cabinet is. It's the worst of the worst. And I don't know what the hell they're doing, but maybe they're tanking for Cooper Flag. I don't know. And I'm sorry, sports reference. I know my fans are going, JL, you lost me on the very widely known basketball reference. I don't come to you for that. I come to you for acceptably crude jokes about people I don't like, and to scold you whenever you joke in a way I don't like at all about somebody that I like. So he announced Tulsi Gabbard as his nominee for Director of National Intelligence, presumably because she can just, email everything right to Vladimir Putin. So that's convenient. I mean, that's convenient. That'll save us, fraud, waste, and abuse. That'll save us in, high-level expensive meetings where we have to fly to each country, and she can just send it right there. And making her the Director of National Intelligence would be like making Tulsi Gabbard's dermatologist Surgeon General. It's not a good idea. But then I don't know what the opposite of a pièce de résistance, but the pièce de shit is Matt Gaetz as Attorney General. Now, he's like a scumbag, a criminal, but he's very brash MAGA. He's very TV ready. So that's really all that counts to Trump. And, he's just picking him to be like, he can't stop saying fuck off to America. And the funny thing is, a buddy of mine, when I made that analogy to him, he's a Republican, but he's really like a Republican. I don't know if his values align with Republicans, but I know he finds Democrats annoying enough to the point of identifying as a Republican. But when I made the expansion draft analogy to him, he said, and you lost to it, meaning that Kamala Harris and Democrats and me personally lost to this. And I was going to write back to him and say, actually, we lost. Because when this emotional high comes down from, drinking liberal tears or bathing in Democratic blood or whatever Republicans tell themselves to make themselves feel better about being awful people and ruining the country. I said I was going to tell him we lost. Like, your taxes went up under Trump because he wanted to stick it to blue states. So your taxes went up because your deduction went down in your home. And when you wanted to buy an electric vehicle, you couldn't get the credit, not because Joe Biden didn't want to give it to you, because he did. It's because Joe Manchin, your favorite senator, because he sticks his leathery thumb in the eye of progressives, he canned it for people over a certain income. So Joe Manchin, by the way, thank you, good riddance. I love the idea of making Teslas only a tax credit for Teslas for people who can't afford Teslas. Genius move, you leathery bullshit version of Joe Namath, rotten oil and coal purgatory. I'm not willing to send him all the way to hell, guys. I'm angry, but I'm not that angry. I'll give him another chance in the afterlife. But the point is, this is now the Trump cabinet, and it's sort of this hilarious but tragic group of people that Donald Trump is daring his supporters to open their eyes and realize that this is a complete bag of shit that he's assembled. It's like the opposite of the end of Avengers Endgame. It's like if just dog shit and scumbags and assholes were uniting, and they weren't uniting to defeat Thanos, they were just uniting to have an orgy with Thanos. That's Trump Endgame, and we're living in it. So I just wanted to congratulate everybody once again. I know there's going to be those conservatives who have nothing good to say, the MAGA people. They never have anything like, this is great. They'll just go, oh, a liberal is unhappy. That's enough for me. So I hope they can feed their kids liberal tears. And, I hope they can fill their car up with owning the libs, because it's going to be bad for them. It's not going to be as bad for me, to be honest. It's going to be bad for them. And I got to admit, I don't like to be like MAGA, but it will be great to see them suffer at the hands of their own stupid racist decisions. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the guy from Fox News will be a great Secretary of Defense. How many other Navy SEALs who murdered people will he lobby for to get, their convictions thrown out and their sentences commuted? Eddie Gallagher. Read Alpha, by the way, by Dave Phillips. It's one of the best books I've ever read. Seriously. You didn't think you were getting a book recommendation. Okay, I've gone on long enough. I have to go do some other stuff now. But this is just the beginning. And any decent human being, any decent liberal or conservative is stuck in a position of you want to see this fail. You know it's going to fail, but you want to see it hurt some people. But you know it's going to hurt other people who didn't ask for this, didn't want it, and don't deserve it. So once again, we're forced to be in the position of like, well, I hope it's not so bad. But part of me hopes it's really bad because Donald Trump sucks. And the people who just can't stop beating off to the idea of him owning the libs. And even if it means destroying the country, except in their own imaginations, boy, it's going to feel good. Remember at the end of Lord of the Rings where Gollum's so happy that he finally has the ring and then he falls into a pit of fire? I feel like MAGA people don't realize yet that there's a pit of fire behind them. So it would be fun to watch them gleefully fall to their spiritual, political, and social demise, but then they'd take a lot of other people with them. So let's just hope we win the midterms in 2 years, but I'm going to enjoy the shit show until we all get covered in Trump cabinet shit. Bye-bye.